Welcome in everyone, John here, the lead maintainer of Latterly.io, an open source educational platform that helps you learn to code, land your first or next programming role, and grow your social and professional networks. We are mainly focused on this Formation perk. So Formation is a really cool platform that is for interview prep. I've used it myself, would use it again, and I now have an affiliate link with them. So we'll add that under the perks section. It gives you a discount. I think it's like a $300 discount. Let's see if it says when I click it. Apply for a discount. You'll receive a $300 off. Yeah. So $300 discount. So we'll add that perk to the website, and then if we have additional time, we'll do some other stuff. All right, so here is the issue number. We'll boot up Cursor and make a feature branch. Switch over to Git Bash. CD into Latterly. Looks like there is another Cursor update. So I'll skip this Cursor update for now, although I'm curious what is there. I think I'm on version 4.8. Let's see if I can see the about for Cursor over here. I don't know. Something like that. So we're using Cursor. I think 0.4.8 is the version I'm on. And now we want to go to perks page TSX under the Latterly repo. Don't need the composer right now. Okay, so these are the perks. I think they're in priority order. So they're not in alphabetical necessarily. Where would I put Formation perk? Probably right about here, between Taro and Brand Ghost. Okay, so title is Formation, and how do they style it? Formation or formation.dev or something? The autocomplete picked that right up. Yeah, they're just stylized Formation. Okay, description. Formation is a platform that helps you learn new skills and get paid for them. Not quite. Formation is a rigorous technical interview prep platform that has a 98 pass rate. That seems hallucinated. For software engineers. Latterly.io. Latterly.io's link. Oh, well, that'll be the discount. So this is $300 off. Okay. And the URL will be like so. Sammy, welcome in. Got any advice on how the hell I'm supposed to learn a monolithic code base as a junior SWE fresh out of college? So are you talking about onboarding at a new company? The first thing is that you don't need to learn the whole monolith. Just like you should have a skill shape that is T-shaped, you want T-shaped skills, I recommend onboarding to a monolith in a T-shaped pattern where you get the basics of the monolith architecture and then you dive deep in your area. So if monoliths are architected in different ways, but if it's a well-architected code base, then it might follow, for example, a feature-oriented folder structure. So get familiar in your folder there And if you're working on a cross-functional epic that touches different folders, then talk to the humans that work on those. Another good practice for a monolith will be to have code owners. So try to figure out who the code owners are and talk to humans. Monoliths are particularly prevalent at like startups and smaller companies. And these companies also often have mediocre documentation, or the documentation is often in the mind of humans. So talk to people is my number one tip. And frame it as a good thing, right? So if you're onboarding effectively, it looks good to be networking as part of that. Taro has a really great onboarding. The complete onboarding guide. This is, and it's rated 5 stars. So this is really, really good. I recommend you check this out. Latterly has a perk for Taro, of course, if you're not already a member. 20% off right there. So that would be my main tip, is make it easier on yourself by reducing scope and then emphasize networking with humans. And tip 3 will be leverage, if your company allows it, AI tools to comprehend the code base. So with Cursor, you can index the monolith and figure out what's going on a whole lot easier. Highly recommend that. Hope that helps. By the way, if your company isn't using Cursor, I would advocate for that. That could be a cool way to have impact pretty quickly, is if you can get approval for Cursor. Getting some lag out of Cursor, actually. Yeah, what's going on here? Cool. I don't know what that was. Looked like it was using a bunch of resources for some reason. All right, build is in progress. Let me get my shell back in a good state in the meantime. Cool. Take a peek at this Vercel build. I think it builds in under a minute, or maybe a minute and a half. I guess I can quickly run the tests over here. I'll be surprised if that breaks anything. Cool. Build succeeded, test pass. Great, so let's go to the preview environment. Just checking the perks page. And now we have formation. If I click the link, it works as expected. Formation is a rigorous technical interview prep platform for software engineers. Looks good to me. I wonder why that test and coverage step is lagging there. So this is an implicit anonymous step. After check test coverage, it will implicitly and anonymously run a cleanup step. So check test coverage worked. Yeah, I don't know. The cleanup step took 2 minutes. That's kind of crazy to me. But what do I know? Cool. All right, so that's merged. What else can we do? Let's try to do this track reimbursement letter clicks. Tags are fine now, just need the tracker implemented and verified. So here is the reimbursement letter request, and let me show you what this has to do with. I'll make a quick feature branch. So here's prod. And there's this link. Use this reimbursement letter request. So I just want to track clicks on there. Let's see if I can bring up Google Analytics. Okay, so here's my Google Analytics. The site went down, so yeah, this was a real bummer. We hit a record, like an all-time high actually, of active users. And then the site crashed, and it hasn't really recovered since. Part of that is that I haven't really been making content, and I haven't been streaming lately, which directly influences the traffic in. But anyway, that's the overall traffic. So we have these people that visit home, but I don't think, unless I'm just missing it, I don't think that I have an explicit tracker on that link. Let's see if there's a generic way to do it as opposed to tagging the link specifically. So am I using GA4 or Universal Analytics? Primarily focuses on page view tracking, doesn't automatically track every kind of user interaction such as links. So we'll want to do an event like this. Okay. So we're integrating GA4, but the package itself does not add additional auto tracking for every link. That's okay, it was worth checking. All right, so here's the link. We have an href here, and I want an on click. Let's use this particular import. Okay. So I can label it however I want. I could use the href literal or a semantic label. I like the idea of a semantic label. And maybe I should go over to cursor at this point. But I will try sticking with ChatGPT just because I'm already there. If it doesn't work, we'll go to the cursor composer. Given when them is a nice prompting strategy, so I'll just say given when I view my IDE, then I see. So it's reasoning and improved syntax. Here, click is the first argument. Cool. So I'm replacing the onClick attribute, and my IDE is happy. So call this feat track clicks on reimbursement letter. So I'll start up my local server so that I can test this out, and I will concurrently have this build going. Okay. So I'm thinking I'll be able to track these in real time. Let's see. Somewhere over here is a real-time report. Real-time overview. Okay. Active users, views by page, event count. Okay, so I'm going to be looking over here. You can see I have like some click events, but they don't specify like what are they clicking on. So I'm hoping that I can see the event name literal. We'll see. Let's go to localhost now. Ah, it's not a client component. Okay. That's why we test, eh? So the pricing grid says use server. So I'll break this out. Reimbursement letter. Link.tsx. Love that cursor autocomplete. I'll cut this link and import reimbursement letter link. Export const. I'm moving the import over. Control Shift P. Let's go ahead and sort imports. No change. Love it. I'll also sort imports here. Okay. Looks pretty good. Let's see how it renders. And I still need to specify. I didn't specify use client. There we go. All right. So this looks good. Glad we didn't ship that, eh? And here I can see I need that space character. Cool. So renders better now. We're loading Vercel Web Analytics. Whenever the Vercel Web Analytics are loaded, the Google Analytics are loaded in the same location. So that's a green flag for GA. I could also just look for that nasty GA script wherever it is. I don't really want to look for it. I can also look on my network tab, refresh, and I should see something about Google Analytics in one of these. I don't know. It's not super obvious, is it? Let's sort by type and look for the scripts. Still not super obvious. And I forget what the object name is. But see, Vercel Web Analytics are coming in a debug script, so maybe Google is doing the same. That's the Vercel one. They're both the Vercel one. Okay. Is it gtag? I don't know. I can figure out the object name if I care, but let's just see if this works. And it might not load on localhost. That's the other thing. Okay, so I click the link. And even though it's real time, I think there could be like a 1 to 5 minute lag. I'm not seeing it on localhost. Let's check preview. Ooh. Oh, well, I need to push my changes, yeah. So this is fix use client. I could call it a feature. I'm making letter link component. All right, so we'll wait for the next commit to build. In the meantime, I'll ask ChatGPT, what is the name of the Google Analytics Tag Manager object in the UI code so that I can test through the Chrome console? Data layer. So data layer is not on localhost. Now that test is completing more quickly. I guess it needed to rehydrate the cache. A minute 14, not bad, eh? Okay. So I can go to this one as a preview. And do I have a data layer here? I do. I do. So, and there's the GTM, Google Tag Manager, and this is what I expect. So it's basically just not visible on localhost. That's fine. I might have even done that on purpose. Okay, so let's click this link. I used the, interestingly, I used the middle mouse button. I don't know if that'll make a difference. So how do we see? How do we verify? It might just be visible as a click event. Okay, so I might need to do this. If you fire a properly named event, it will appear on its own. My custom event if I do it this way. Here are these click links. It'll appear as a click event. In other words, it won't show up as a uniquely named custom event. It will be aggregated with other click events. Click on an aggregated event to view event parameters. You should see category and label. Okay. So here's click. I see this. Love multimodal. Looks like I got another click. Maybe it's going to be further buried. So link classes, maybe this. It's going to give me the actual classes. No way, dude. I don't want that. Link domain. Oh, okay, interesting. So it's showing me that the domain was Google. That's interesting. I wonder if I can use an ID. So that was the right click, but I don't see the label on it. And this is coming from preview. So there's my click. Let's see if I can report an ID. Unless you add them as custom dimensions. Okay, I can do that, but I'd rather not, right? We'll tee that up, but really I'm waiting on my build for the next go round. I think this will be cleaner if it works. If it's like natively supported by the next analytics, that will be cleaner. Admin custom definitions, create custom dimension. Okay, so I can create it here if I need to, but I would rather not. And I'm seeing that the next JS parameters are not custom dimensions. That's interesting. Only about 20% of users click stuff. Interesting. All right, well, this new preview is ready. I think it's the same URL. Okay. Let's make sure that the ID is on this link. There it is, reimbursement letter link. So I've just done 4. It looks like it's related to this collect script. Okay, so here's some clicks. Link classes, link domain, link ID. Ta-da! Mission accomplished in my book. So I'm going to document how to view this. Done via ID, click on aggregated links, then click link ID attribute. Then you will see the value. In this case. Okay, I'll copy this comment and put a note on the issue. Traceable as link ID reimbursement. Is it a dash or an underscore? Dash. Cool. Okay, so link ID is working. Now I want to roll back the on click. It's no longer needed. And this allows me actually to implement this using server. Feet, use server, after all. Let's go. We love a static rendered page. Localhost is happy to render that way. Okay. So I can close. Let's leave analytics open. We'll verify it in prod as well. But this looks good to me. Two GitHub issues down tonight. You love to see it. $113. A little bit faster. Okay. Do we want to tackle this? Improve homepage LCP. So this is a bit of a slow paint. What page is it? I think it's my home page. Although it's gone now. So but that's the last time it was updated. So I think it's still valid. This is the preview environment. I'll bring it up in prod. So I'm going to go to latterly.io. Does this thing have an ID? Not yet. Empty cache and hard reload. I might have gotten a cached version. So now you have an ID. Okay, so we'll open that up. Count to 10. Here's another reimbursement letter click. I guess it worked. I would need to go look at the multi-dimensional click event to verify like that was the one. But we're up to 4. I trust it. Looks good. Okay. In terms of Core Web Vitals, and I think I'm zoomed in here. Yeah, 110. Okay, so this is normal scale. All right, let's see. What do I want to do? Lighthouse? And it's going to tell me that the LCP was a bit slow. Chrome extensions might be the issue, okay? This one. All right, so it's blaming this element. So one thing I can go do is go delete. I might just want to resize it, but one thing I can do is delete it or give it a mobile size. But one thing I can do is delete it and see how that impacts my LCP. Okay, let's just delete it. Then I'll come over to localhost. Oh no, my image is gone. Bummer. Might be faster just because it's localhost, yeah? So I'll restore it and run it again here. Whoa, way lower actually. This thing, the testimonial. That one surprises me. I actually don't trust that. I don't trust that. I think that's because it's doing like dev mode rendering or something. Okay, so I'm not going to see a difference on localhost, am I? Okay. So now we're back. Let's try it again. I'll go ahead and tee up this issue. I need to change my default so that it defaults to bash. Yeah, I don't know. I'll do that some other time. Let me do that now. How can I set cursor IDE to default to opening git bash instead of PowerShell? So regardless, I'm teeing up this thing over here. Okay. Oh, it did get worse. Look at that. Okay, so it got worse. So it's some kind of a signal, even though it's not one-to-one. All right, good. So maybe Cursor can just can just vibe code it for me. When I, then what do? I go default apps. Okay. Terminal. Yeah, it's not finding it. I could install this thing maybe. I don't know if I want to do that. Oh, I saw something about terminal settings. Let's do that. Terminal settings. Change execution. No, I don't want to do that. Let Windows decide. Okay. Here's Windows Terminal. I guess I already have Windows Terminal. Let me make sure this exists. Oh, it needs the double quotes. Okay, so it's there. Let's see if this wrecks my computer or not. So I can't pick a... Add new profile. Here it is. Git bash. Let's go. And now I'm opening into Git bash. Okay, cool. And now what are you doing? You're still opening into PowerShell. But if I close cursor and open it again, let's see if it updates. Nope, still opening into PowerShell. I don't know, like in theory that should work, right? Whatever. I don't really want to turn on developer mode. Maybe that's the key, but I'm too scared. Okay, so this LCP thing. Am I even with main? Okay. And what I want to do is go to the homepage content and vibe code it. Let's vibe code it. So I'll open the composer, I'll do a new one. Optimize my images. Optimize my images. The mobile LCP is too hot, is too slow. Let's see what it does. Sizes, yep, those sizes should help us. If you're using a certain version, okay, I'll tell you what versions I got. I'll help you optimize your dependencies. Not exactly what I'm asking for, but okay. Why did we issue overrides? The version is no different there. Okay, it could shrink my bundle size. Let's see. I guess that's fine. Especially if it's keeping the same version. Yeah, it's keeping the same version, so I don't care too much. Now we're doing this thing. What are we doing now? Got some new cool... some new cool stuff, and it wants me to change to WebP. So here's my logo. It wants me to change it to WebP. I guess that's better. Is WebP more optimal than PNG? How can I convert PNG to WebP? I have no transparency. I don't want to download stuff. I just want a website. Cloudinary. What's up, Cloudinary? The old drag and drop. %80 reduction? Let's go. Let's go, gang. How does it look? It looks good, right? Why does anyone use PNG? PNG is awful. Amazing, amazing WebP. So with this, only the Blitz app is then using logo.png. I want to replace logo.webp. Yeah. Let's confirm that's okay. Is WebP acceptable for Open Graph? Like, because I might like to throw WebP, I might like to throw the logo out of my code base completely. Or do I need both? Facebook generally processes PNG. Okay, so we'll keep them both. We'll keep them both. Staging you. Here we're adding both. Okay. I'll undo that, but I will save it for formatting. And the test file is now expecting WebP. Okay, make sure our test pass. Ah, we shrunk the image count. That's good. Okay. Tests are looking good. What else? Let's go check that lighthouse again, yeah? I mean, I think it still looks good, like just kind of as a layman looking at it. Let me know, chat. I think it looks fine. I'm noticing like the width, the padding on the outside looks a bit weird. But I guess that's an existing issue. Let me look on. No, the padding there definitely changed. Okay, what changed? M6. And now it doesn't have an M6. Okay. Yeah, I think that looks better. It's like identical to prod. Look at that. If anything, the WebP pops a little more. Analyze me, dog. It still hates me. The image is still the largest. I hate that. But let's see how it does in staging. So the feature here is use WebP. This might be one I have to ship to prod and then analyze. Bummer. So we tried Latterly IO. If I npm run build and I go for the static approach, that'll probably be more accurate. I'll get a pull request going. I didn't even have one. So this is statically rendered. Let's analyze. $84. Let me run this again on prod. Is it just like a random variation sort of thing? So we got an 88. Let's try again. And now prod says 96. Ooh. So there's like a random variation thing going on. It says try auditing incognito. Okay. It says 89. I'll do 3 trials. '89, '88, and '89, '88. Okay, let me add that to the GitHub issue. Gave 89 twice or 88 twice? Yeah, 88, 89, 88. Preview environment. I just want to break 90, bro. Come on. Give me 3 points. Give me some extra credit, coach. 85. Boo. 85. Failed to load this script. And that didn't happen in prod, right? I wonder if I can trust these audits, these non-prod audits. Oh, I got the failed to load the script over here as well. So I guess it's like an incognito thing, yeah? So we got 85. '86. '85. '85, '86, '85. Fix v1 trials gave preview env 85, 86, 85. With this code structure. This code structure reduced my Lighthouse score, although the WebP is smaller. Do we need eager loading and async decoding? Apparently not. Okay, let's do this other thing. So feet, cancel, eager loading. Hit him with the reverso uno. You know what I mean? When in doubt, hit him with the reverso uno. So we're going to wait for preview to build. In the meantime, let's go localhost. '64. But I don't have a good baseline for it. Debug mode is enabled in development. Yeah, I can't trust that. Can't trust it. Prisma 6.5. What's up with the new Prisma release? Okay. That's interesting. I don't really know why you'd want to do that, but cool that it exists. So you can have a custom adapter in the studio. I guess you could do some cool things in that Prisma Studio. Seems kind of minor, eh? I don't know that I use it. Let's see if I use it anywhere. Yeah, I don't use it. All right, so it doesn't really impact me. That's if you use it though, that's cool. So you get better type resolution there. All right, so we have a new preview. View deployment. Here it is. Grab this. Going to incognito. '86. I don't know what to say. Looks like my score went down. 97, okay. '86, 97, 86. I don't know, man. V2 cancels. Eager loading. I get 86, 97, 86. Shipping to prod. Maybe prod loads faster. The main change is smaller WebP file. Let's do it. I might need to reopen this issue, but let's see. Here's the prod build. I already closed incognito. Some index pages drop. I wonder what that's about. Yeah, I had an outage. Dang, they pinged me on the outage. All right. Prod is here. I guess this 404 could be throwing things off maybe. 90? Hey, I got a 90. I'll take it. $90 again. Come on. Give me 3 greens, babe. Want to finish strong. 90, 90, 90. Love to see it. All right, chat.